BRUTUS Jeopardy! Today's contestants are Player 1, Player 2, Player 3, and now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Hey, Johnny Gilbert. How is everyone today? Let's go into the Jeopardy round. And we start the Jeopardy round categories with this one, cats. Star Trek jargon, mythology, unofficial state nicknames, South Korea. And you picked a fine time. All right, let's get back into this. Player 1 has control of the board. The fact that a cat can land upon its feet without injury gave rise to the myth that cats have this many lives. Okay, Player 1, use the Wii remote or press the corresponding direct... Player 1, back to you. The Korat breed from Thailand is usually this color of some Olympic medals. It's Player 1. That's not right. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Let's hear it. Player 2. No. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Yes, Player 3. You got it. Please pick again. The mass killing of cats in the 14th century helped spread this disease carried by rat fleas. Player 2. Sorry, that's... Anyone else? It's Player 1. Right. On the plus side again. Player 1, short-haired cats were derived from the Khafre cat, which was domesticated by this ancient civilization. Okay, Player 2. Hey, you're right. Player 2, pick again. This Asian-named cat is produced by mating Siamese and longhairs, and then selectively breeding them. Yes, Player 2. Sorry. Any other takers? Let's hear it, Player 1. That's incorrect. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Player 3? That is correct. Choose again. Player 3. Some say his 12 labors were penance for killing his wife Megara and their children. It's Player 1. That's not it. Anyone else? Yes, Player 2. Select again. Jupiter is the Roman equivalent of this Greek god. Let's hear it, Player 1. Yes. Player 1. She was given a box and told not to open it. She did, releasing the world's evil, but shut it before hope could escape. Okay, Player 1. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? It's player 2. You again, player 2. Here's Kelly from our Clue Crew with the clue.
According to Greek myth, this monster depicted here 8 people who could not answer its riddle.
Player 1. That's it. You get to pick again, player 1. This Greek sea god could cause springs to flow and create storms with a flourish of his trident. Okay, player 1. That's correct. And you're back into some money. Player 1, back to you for our next selection. With more than 10 million people, it's the largest city in South Korea. Let's hear it, player 1. That is correct. You again, player 1. The 12th century book Samguk Sagi recounts the time when this religion came to Korea from India. Yes, player 2. You're out of the ball. We return to you, player 2. At the 2008 Summer Olympics, South Korea's Cha Dong-min won the heavyweight gold medal in this national sport. Let's hear it, player 2. No. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Player 3. You get to pick again, player 3. This medicinal herb of the genus Panax is native to Korea. It's player 2. You've got some money again. Woo! Player 2, you pick again, please. MacArthur thought the battle for this port would end the Korean War. Didn't work out that way. Okay, player 2. Anyone else? Yes, player 3. Right you are. Select again. Deion Sanders knows this term for the evening hours when the largest audience is available for TV. It's player 1. Choose again, player 1. Estimated at around 30 years, it's accepted as the average period between birth of parents and their offspring. Player 2. Please pick again, player 2. The time just before sunset or after sunrise on a movie set, or a former LA Lakers late-night talk show. Yes, player 2. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Okay, player 3. Back to you. We had pleasant sensations learning about the era of this, which covered President Monroe's 2 terms. Let's hear it, player 2. Oh, sorry. Any other takers? It's player 1. Yes, player 3. Newton's division of geologic time doesn't have a fixed period. In astronomy, it's 1 billion years. Okay, player one. Sorry. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Let's hear it. Player two. That's correct. We return to you, player two. Seward's Icebox. Player two. Any other takers? Yes, player one. Player one, pick again. The Switzerland of America and the highest state. Let's hear it, player two. That's right, way to go. Player two, the birthplace of 8 presidents. Okay, player two. You got it. Great, you're back into it now. Choose again, player two. Kelly?
Though it's called the Star-Spangled Banner State, this is its flag.
Player two. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? It's player three. You again, player three. It's the Daily Double. You are currently in the lead. What are you going to wager? Sorry, you must wager at least $5. All right, here's your clue. The coal state and the birth state of the nation. Even so, you are still in the correct response is Pennsylvania. Player three, back to you. The Type 2 of this weapon had a max power setting of 16 and could be set to heat, disrupt, or stun. Let's hear it, player two. No, sorry. Any other takers? Yes, player one. That is correct. Player one, back to you. This device briefly converts a person to energy, beams the energy, then reassembles the person. Player one. Yes. Hey, you're on the plus side. Please pick again, player one. When Spock checks chronometric data, he's looking at measurements of the space, this continuum. Okay, player two. Good. Select again. Created by Starfleet, it prohibits interference with other civilizations. It's player one. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Yes, player three. That's correct. Let's have a look at the $1,000 clue. This crystal regulates matter-antimatter reactions that provide energy for travel faster than light. It's player two. No, that's not right. else want to hazard a guess on this? Okay, player 3. Right you are. This is player 1 going first in the double jeopardy round that starts after this.
Now it's time for correct order. Put the list in the correct order by pressing the corresponding buttons on the Wii remote. Put these Rock and Roll Hall of Famers in order by year of birth, from earliest to most recent. You now have access to this prize.
Player 1, you're in last place. What'll it be? And we have 2 daily doubles awaiting you in these categories. An organic category, Brutus. Martial arts. Jazz nicknames. Presidential campaigns. And missing links. Hey, it's still anyone's game, and player 1, you get to select first. Answer. 1 of the daily double, player 1. You are currently in last place. Sorry, you must wager at least $5. So, what's your wager? The clue. The hepatic duct carries bile from the liver to this organ for storage. All right, second place for you. You get to pick again, player 1. The islets of Langerhans aren't a vacation spot, but a group of cells in this organ. Let's hear it, player 2. Hey, you're right. You've got some money again. Woo! Player 2, you pick again, please. The second daily double. You're in second place, so what is your wager going to? Sorry, you must wager at least $5. You can wager only up to $2,000. And the clue. A Balkan and a Shinai are 2 types of swords used in this Japanese martial art, whose name means Way of the Sword. That's it. You get to pick again, player 2. During the Roman Civil War, Brutus sided with this man, but was later pardoned by Julius Caesar. Oops. Okay, player 1. Sorry. Any other takers? It's player 3. You are correct. Player 3, pick again. Write up your blank oop. Yes, player 2. That is correct. Player 2, back to you for our next selection. Hi-oh blank wedding anniversary. Let's hear it, player 2. That's incorrect. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Player 1? No. Anyone else? Let's hear it, player 3. That's right, way to go. You again, player 3. Break the blank of America. Please pick again, player 1. News blank photography. Yes, player 1. Yep, good. Back on the plus side. Select again. Fall by the blank in. It's player 2. Sorry, that's... Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Player 1? Good. We return to you, player 1. Edward Ellington. Okay, player 3. Anyone else? Let's hear it, player 1. No. Any other takers? Player 2. Good for you. Choose again, player 2. Charlie Parker. It's player 3. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Yes, player 1. Yes. Player 1, back to you. John Burks Gillespie. Okay, player 2. We return to you, player 2. Thomas Wright Waller. It's player 2. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Player 3? That's not it. Anyone else? Yes, player 1. You get to pick again, player 1. Julian Adderley. Let's hear it, player 2. That's not right. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Player 1? That's correct. Player 1, pick again. In the West, the ninja combat weapons known as shuriken are called throwing these. Let's hear it, player 2. No, sorry. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Yes, player 3. Sorry, that's wrong. Any other takers? Okay, player 1. Good. You again, player 1. In karate, a hiji is a strike with this body part. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, know what I mean? It's player 1. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Yes, player 2. Oh, sorry. Any other takers? Player 3? Right. Choose again. Player 3. The folding Filipino fighting knife called a balisong is also known by this insect name. Okay, player 2. Sorry. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Let's hear it, player 3. Player 3. The Krav Maga is the official self-defense system of this Mideast country's defense forces. It's player 2. That's it. Please pick again, player 2. The Whigs used a log cabin as a symbol in his 1840 campaign. Let's hear it, player 2. Anyone else? Yes, player 3. That is correct. Player 3, back to you for our next selection. In 1916, he campaigned under the slogan, "He kept us out of war." Okay, player 2. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Player 3? Sorry, that's wrong. Any other takers? It's player 1. Correct. Select again. A campaign slogan in 1964 said, "All the way with these 3 letters." Let's hear it, player 2. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Player 1? Anyone else? Yes, player 3. Yes. Player 3, you pick again, please. "I pledge you, I pledge myself to a new deal for the American people," he said in accepting his 1932 nomination. It's player 2. Good. Choose again. The 1976 ticket of Jimmy Carter and this running mate was dubbed Fritz and Grits. Okay, player 2. That's correct. You get to pick again, player 2. Brutus joined a conspiracy to assassinate Julius Caesar that was led by this man. Yes, player 2. No, sorry. Any other takers? It's player 3. That is correct. You again, player 3. A dialysis machine is also called an artificial one of these organs. Let's hear it, player 2. No, that's not right. Anyone else? Okay, player 3. Sorry. That's incorrect. Anyone else care to try to come up response? Player 1? Oh, sorry. Here's the response we were looking for. The kidney. Select again. Alveoli are tiny sacs clustered like grapes in these organs. Yes, player 2. That's correct. Player 2, back to you. Though this organ has no known use, it can harm you if it ruptures, creating the risk of peritonitis. Okay, player 2. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Let's hear it, player 3. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? It's player 1. Good. Player 1, you pick again, please. In this 13th century work, Brutus is described as suffering in the lowest pit of hell. Player 2. Sorry. Any other takers? Let's hear it, player 3. Player 3, pick again. This Greek biographer of parallel lives suggested Brutus was Julius Caesar's illegitimate son. Yes, player 2. Anyone else? Player 3? Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Okay, player 1. Right. And we'll wrap up the board with this clue. He penned the immortal line, "The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves." It's player 2. Sorry, Bloom, player 2. Not be progressing to Final Jeopardy.
Now it's time for a point to answer. Point to the correct answer with the Wii remote and press the A button. Point to the quarter note. Here's how everyone did.
This is the Final Jeopardy category for today. Landmarks. So, what's your wager? Each direction on the plus control pad represents a different response. Press a direction to select an answer. Now it's time for the Final Jeopardy clue, and here it is. Some of its pieces, which weighed up to 50 tons, were quarried at Marlborough Downs, about 20 miles away. Your response. And this correct response will add how much to your score? Let's see your response. And that will lose you and player one.